FHA and VA, they're government loans, so we're going to honor them the same way. And I tell you, they're actually even get more of an advantage because here's number one: they go zero down as a down payment. They don't need to pay mortgage insurance, which is another thing.
Hello and welcome back to Doral Homes Real Estate Talks, episode number 6. I'm your host, Betty Gonzalez, where every week you come for the real estate information and stay for the community. Today, I'm excited to introduce our guest, Nick Carreno. Nick is not just a seasoned professional in the real estate industry. He is the dedicated sales representative for D.R. Horton, America's largest home builder. His insights and expertise in new home sales are invaluable, especially in today's market. In his role, Nick has his finger on the pulse of the latest trends and developments in home construction, and he brings a wealth of knowledge about the perks and intricacies of buying new construction homes. Whether it's understanding market dynamics, navigating the purchasing processes, or exploring the unique communities and lifestyle offered by D.R. Horton, Nick's experience is a goldmine for anyone interested in the latest in home buying. So whether you're a first-time home buyer, a seasoned investor, or just curious about the latest trends in real estate world, you are in for a treat. Let's dive into a conversation filled with the insights, advice, and as always, a sense of community. Nick, welcome to Doral Homes Real Estate Talks. We are excited to have you with us today. Good morning.
Good morning. Thank you so much for giving me the opportunity to address your all of your followers and anyone that's in the market for real estate in the industry about our builder. I appreciate the opportunity, and I'd like to enlighten your group about the advantages and who we are as a builder, because there's a lot of competition out there, and it's good to know
Nick,
who we are so that
Nick, no, don't let me ask you this before you get into all of the nitty gritty.
sure.
Tell us a little bit about yourself, and how did you get into the industry? Where you're from, and how long have you been in real estate?
Okay. Well, I've been in real estate industry for 16 years. I got my license right when I was just finishing college, my undergraduate. Before that, I was actually I was a football player, played for many years. And
Oh, wow.
once I finished my football career, I got into real estate, got my license. I was in general real estate just like every other agent was in the business the first 8 years of my career. I was in all types of markets of just selling short sales, general sales. I was in asset management. I mean, I was across the board selling business opportunities, and it was definitely a learning experience. Being out there, seeing what's happening. But I wanted something a little bit more for myself, and I wanted to do something more high volume and more consistent of helping customers, first-time home buyers. So I did my research, and I saw that new home building was becoming a new thing, a big popular thing. And like I said, I started my career with Lennar Homes for the first 4 years. In 2014, for about 4 years, I was working with them. I actually then moved to Fort Myers to work for another builder for about a year and a half or so. And then I found a home back in Miami where my roots are with D.R. Horton. There was an opening opportunity, and I took advantage of that, and I've been there since. And this has become my family because the way they treat me, and the way they always try to make opportunities for our agents to take advantage of the promotions and to make a very strong living. I'm very happy to work for this builder. Very, very excited and to continue on. So.
Oh wow, Mike! Nick, I didn't know that you did all of this. You really, really are like a box of, I don't know, of surprises.
Well,
So,
I guess I've been seasoned. I'm definitely seasoned. I've been, involved in every
yes.
part of the industry. Some people are surprised because a lot of agents, they go into new home building, they're kind of either young or they're just got their license. That happens a lot. But I've been around.
You definitely
Um,
understand the agents and the clients because you've done kind of like, help clients as an agent and now as a new sales representative. So Nick, could you give us an overview of D.R. Horton and what sets D.R. Horton apart from other home builders, especially having experience working with different ones?
Okay, well, the one thing I can tell you is that the way we treat our real estate agents is the major difference. I've been with Horton now for over 4 years, and between our relationship with our realtors is the biggest difference. Because again, with our company, we rely business strategic wise to have great relationship with our realtors, because that's why we pay our realtors the high bonuses, the high commissions, because their relationship as far as bringing us customers is integral to our business plan. So,
Okay.
for example,
Nick,
in the when we had high times in real estate, we never adjusted our commissions. Other builders, they would adjust basically on market conditions, which is understandable. But with us, we always wanted to keep our relationship with the realtors as a number one priority. So even though we were riding high times a couple of years back during the pandemic, we always paid bonuses. We always paid high commissions. And we always wanted to create that realtor base to help us bring business. So that's one of the major differences between working for a great company like D.R. Horton versus my other experiences with other builders.
No, that's great to know. Thank you so much. And I really appreciate that, because during like the high sellers market, a lot of new construction were really mistreating the agents. And in essence, what that does is it didn't give opportunity to our clients, because if we were not able to get them in there, then our clients would not have enjoyed some of the perks that you guys offer. So now that you say how you treat our agents, or the agents, or how you treat us, what do you say you can offer to, like, if we were to bring clients to you? What do you offer that it could be different? Like, what does the community have? What kind of amenities? And how does D.R. Horton differentiate as far as the value that they bring to the clients?
That's a great question. As far as the advantages and the incentives that we offer our buyers, we want them to have especially for our first-time home buyers, we want them to have the best experience, because you can only be a first-time home buyer once. So having the experience of being a first-time home buyer, we want to give the best. So by doing that, we offer all types of incentives. We offer money towards closing costs, towards options, and then we also have with our company, in-house company, DHA Mortgage, we're offering all types of low interest rates right now. Currently, right now, we offer bottom rates compared to our market today. We understand that the outside market today in interest rates are averaging a mid-7 to almost 8% right now. So when you compare that to our interest rates, which is right now lowest 4.99 FHA,
oh, wow.
The difference if you're on a similar price point, you're looking about $300 or $400 difference on the principal and interest. And of course, equivalent to what we might sell at a price point at $430, at 4.99, a customer will be able to qualify. And there could be a difference between a customer qualifying or not. If they're in the same price point with the higher interest rate, or they're buying something that's more desirable, buying a home at 4.99 with a $430,000 price point versus a home that's $375,000 or $380,000 at almost 8%.
Okay, so I hear those numbers, and I can hear my audience, and I could already see them like doing numbers on their head and thinking about themselves. So what is the catch for those incentives, and how can the audience can really take advantage of that? Like, what do they like? Is like this for that, or what is it?
Well, just before I get into that, the one thing I do want to, just so I can make it more clarified to them, they're actually, by taking advantage of our interest rates, they're going to have more purchasing power. They have more ability to buy something that's desirable versus being in the outside market in a resale where they're buying something that's undesirable because of that high interest rates.
So by that you mean, I'm sorry. So by that you mean, Nick, for example, like if they can afford a $450,000 house with a 7.5% interest rate now, with the 4.99 rates with D.R. Horton, they could potentially qualify for a $500,000 house. That's what you mean?
They can. It's a possibility because they're getting more purchasing power. So they get to buy something that's more desirable versus being in an outside market with a high interest rate that's less desirable and more competitive.
Yeah, that's exactly what I mean. And then, so you told me that you wanted to say this first. So how can the clients or the audience take advantage of these perks?
Well, the way they can take advantage is, first of all, they need to apply with our primary lender, which is our in-house lender, DHI Mortgage. And especially with and by applying with us and getting qualified, they get to qualify for the incentives that we offer. For example, this month we're offering incentives as high as $35,000 for closing costs, and this month we're also offering interest rates as low as 4.99%.
I'm writing
for
as you
FHA and 6.25 for conventional. And there's some additional buy downs if they have some. If the buyer does have some cash left over, which they should, if they have some cash left over, they can actually take advantage of maybe buying it down a little bit further from the conventional side.
Oh wow, Nick. So I do serve a lot of military as clients, and they use their VA loan. So how can the military take advantage of those? Do they fall into the same category and can take advantage of closing costs as well, or can they also benefit from the low interest rate, or this is just for FHA and conventional loans only?
Well, remember, FHA and VA, they're government loans, so we're going to honor them the same way. And I tell you, they're actually even get more of an advantage because here's number one: they go zero down as a down payment. They don't need to pay mortgage insurance, which is another thing. Also, if we're paying all their closing costs, which we're doing, I mean, their total move-in could be less than
zero.
Zero or less, or maybe less, or they would just probably pay a deposit up front, but then that will be refunded back at closing. Gotcha. But yeah, basically they're moving in with less than $2,000 or $3,000 or less. I mean, it's an amazing opportunity, which we want to do because we honor our troops and and anyone that's been in the military, anyone that's in, we always honor them and we appreciate what they've done for our country. So those are the perks that they deserve, and we're happy to do. And I'll tell you, I've had quite a few VA buyers I've worked with, and it's always been a pleasure. And, I'll go to the extent back and forth to make sure they have the best experience because they deserve it. They've serviced our country, and they have my deepest respect.
Nick, I am really happy that you touch on that because in South Florida, unfortunately, there's a little myth about the VA loan and resale properties and dealing with other real estate agents that are not so familiar with the VA loan and the process. They shy away from accepting VA loan offers. And the fact that you're a builder and you have a big volume of clients and do different types of loans, you definitely understand the VA loan process and are more inclined to accept and work with VA loan buyers. This is really important to me because for some reason, a lot of clients and even veterans that are out here in South Florida don't take advantage of using the VA loans. And there's even agents that persuade them to try not to use them, which is really unfortunate. So I appreciate that you saying that. And also, Nick, so what are some of the differences of the kind of communities that you guys offer? Because I know you offer high end and middle and different, and you even have different names. Could you touch on that?
Absolutely. And this is something I wanted to definitely go over with you guys because we have different series of homes that we sell because we want to be able to target every target consumer group possible. First-time home buyers, anyone who wants to upsize or downsize for retirement, or even investors in circumstances, we work with them as well. So we want to be able to service every type of target consumer group possible. So and for us being the number one builder since 2002, where we've sold over 1 million homes, the way we've been able to do that is that we have our collections and series of homes. First of all, we have our D.R. Horton traditional brand. We have our Express homes and Emerald homes. Those are the three series that we have in our Miami-Dade, Southeast Florida division. That's what we concentrate on. And I'm going to start with Express homes. Express homes is our series that concentrates on entry-level pricing and also concentrates on more dollar per square foot. And by that they offer standard options to make them more affordable and have a quality style of living, quality and a tremendous value. So that's one of the collections that we offer. We also offer our traditional brand D.R. Horton, which is a combination of some standard and more upgrades. It's a combination of two, It's what's important about that is that's the brand we've done since the beginning. So that's more of our traditional brand, and that will focus on higher quality finishings, and there's some level of luxury that's in the home. And again, those, for example, will offer granite, quartz, and countertops, and the cabinets are a little bit larger. They're about 36-inch cabinets. With the Express, that's more like 30-inch cabinets, ceramic tile throughout, and that's just the Express offers more entry level and focuses more on the affordability. And then we have our highest brand, which is called the Emerald brand. That's our highest quality of finishings and highest luxury. Very similar to the traditional, but the difference is they'll offer all 24 by 24 porcelain tiles. They also have stop door closings. And then they have a few new packages that's offered to the Emerald that really brings out the value of that home and maximizes the look. So again, these three collections and series make quite a difference. It gives our buyers more of a choice of what they're looking for, so that we can generate more sales and then have them have the best buying experience and give them maximum choices.
Gotcha. No, thank you so much for touching on that. So I was taking some notes. So these are the three that you mentioned: D.R. Horton traditional,
That's
Express
correct.
Homes, and Emerald Homes. So Express Homes are like the more affordable ones. The
Yes.
D.R. Horton traditional are like the mid, kind of like mid class, and then the Emerald Homes are your luxury homes.
Right. And again, the D.R. Horton, I would say more. It does focus on higher finishings than the Express, but that's a brand that a lot of people trust because we've done that since the beginning. So that brand will focus on value, trust, and tradition.
So Nick, so every time people drive by a new build and they see the brand Express Homes and Emerald Homes, they need to automatically think D.R. Horton.
Big part. I'm sorry. You were.
So when they drive by new community and they see Express Homes, Emerald Homes, they need to think D.R. Horton. They are the same family.
That's a great point, because that's actually changed. All of our communities actually now say D.R. Horton.
Okay.
We've changed that process, and actually that's a new philosophy that our company has changed this past year. Where now we're focusing all of the series as one name, D.R. Horton, whether it's Express or Emerald Community or D.R. Horton Traditional Community. We're all operating under one family, which is D.R. Horton. So we want people to have that experience, knowing that whether they're buying a Express series or Emerald or Traditional, it's always a D.R. Horton home. We want people to know that, and that's something we wanted to maximize and make sure people knew that that's what they're buying. We wanted to ensure that.
So Nick, so how could clients know? Would it have like the Emerald and then it has D.R. Horton underneath, or is it just D.R. Horton and then you tell us what those are? How do people know what's what?
Well, when you walk in, when you actually see, that's a great point. The way they could tell is when they walk into a sales office, if they see Formica countertops or 30-inch cabinets without pulleys, ceramic tile, most likely you're going to be in an Express community. Or I'd be happy to make sure that my customers will know what type of brand what type of series they're walking into.
Yeah, exactly. That's kind of like what I wanted to bring you in. So that's when you come in place and you educate the buyer.
That's correct. Yes.
Excellent. Thank you so much, Mike, for clarifying that for me, because if I had these questions as an agent, I could just see our audience and some of my future clients having the same questions. So how flexible are the customization options when people purchase new constructions of D.R. Horton? And can buyers tailor their homes or for their specific needs, or do you have a specific already like packages?
Okay, that's a wonderful question. Great question. The way we operate at D.R. Horton is that we're a spec builder. We build homes We don't put homes on the market till the homes are about 70% complete. And the reason why is because we want to make sure that we can make our deadline with our customer when they need to close. We can close as soon as possible because we understand customers have circumstances where they need to move, and they have a lease situation if they're a first-time home buyer, or they're in the process of already have their home under contract, need to close. So we want to have inventory that's available, more than a halfway point, so that we can honor our closings and give our customers the best experience. So because of that, most of these packages, even around as early as stage 1 on a home being built, the packages have already been determined for every home on every lot. So certain homes and certain lots will have different packages that are assigned. It's basically what we have available is what the customer can pick and choose from. But the guarantee is that that product will be there because it's already been ordered and it's been assigned. So that's something that's a guarantee that there won't be any mishaps there. There wouldn't be anything discontinued because it's already been ordered for that home.
No, I mean, that's a huge thing. I'm telling you, one of my last experiences when I bought my last new construction, it was supposed to be completed, Nick, in like October of that one year. It didn't finish, or it didn't close until June of the next year. Almost a year since the time that we started, because they didn't have, like you say. So that's an advantage that people walking into the new construction in D.R. Horton will have, per se, knowing that they're closer to the finish line than when you go to another builder and they have to start from scratch.
Absolutely, I totally agree. And I mean, that's actually another difference why I love working for D.R. Horton. Other builders I've worked with, they sell homes where they're either they haven't even started a foundation yet, or they're just getting the permit number so they can start construction. And they do sell the home, and some people are appealed to that because some people do have a longer time period. They want to try to grab equity of the market, so they try to go early. But the question is, will the home ever get finished, or will they ever get started, or when does it start? And that's where issues come about. So, and it's harder for the sales agent to, because then that's going to be a longer time period that we have to follow up with the customer, because a lot of stuff changes over a period of time with buyers. So, the longer it takes to close, it's a longer backlog, and it's you have to be very engaged with your customer week to week for especially with some buildings, it'll take about a year that'll happen. So it's challenging. And again, the buyers do get antsy after a while. They which I understand, because things could change, and now they need to move faster, and the building process is still in the early stages. It's very difficult. So
like this year, Nick, how interest rates shoot like crazy.
That's the biggest reason. Absolutely.
Because you cannot lock it in until you're like at least 90 days out, right?
Actually less. It's usually 30 days. But with us as a builder, we have the ability to extend those lockouts further out. But most builders, they can't do it. At most sales, you can't lock up the rate until 30 days before closing. So that's the other thing. Buyer has no idea what the interest rate is going to be between signing the contract a year past till whenever they're supposed to close. I mean, it's a good a guess as anybody.
That's a good segue into my next question. So, Nick, based on your experience, because you have, like I said, your finger on the pulse of what's happening daily, what trends are you currently seeing in the new home sales, especially in the context of Miami-Dade? Like, are things getting faster, slower? What do you see?
That's one of the benefits of having, like I said, I'm not only I sell homes, but I'm also a student of real estate. I have a master's in the real estate program from FIU, and because of having a great studying at a great university where I can really focus on my career and what I study, is learning to study about market conditions and really learning about specifics on mortgages and financing, so that I can be a better tool for my customers, so I can help them. One of the things I can tell you what really about new construction in today's market is that we're actually leading the industry right now, because we offer the lowest rates. We're giving people more purchasing power. We're offering them more incentives. So, I mean, if anyone has a chance to still buy, a first-time home buyer, with limited income, because remember, income is not growing at the same rate as real estate values and interest. It's not growing at this. They don't correlate right now.
Right.
So it's very challenging. So because of that, right now the new home building is paving the way for everybody else. And that's why I wanted to reach out to all the realtors to know, hey, listen, we have an alternative. We have inventory we're selling. Right now with first-time home buyers at our communities that are, villas, anything below 500,000, the average move-in is less than $20,000, which is pretty much only your down payment. So, I mean, there's a lot of great opportunities selling new construction. It's about educating the customers and having our realtors educate their customers on, how we can help them. And that's very important. So there's a builder story I kind of like to go over very quickly, which is something I think realtors should always recommend to tell our customers about, because that's how they can differentiate us versus everybody else, which is a very important thing. We've built over 1 million homes for our customers since our company's beginning. Since 2002, we've been the #1 builder, where we sold the most and closed the most in volume. We operate in over 33 different states, right? So we're a nationwide builder and over 113 different real estate markets. So again, we've been able to have these customer-driven principles. We've been able to help with our customers with what we do to help them find their dream home. So everything that I've gone over with you today has been tools that we can use to help reach out to every customer that we can, every target group that's possible that's out there.
No, that's great, Nick. And saying that, are there any upcoming projects or developments from D.R. Horton that prospective buyers or our listeners should be excited about?
Well, I mean, right now they should be excited about the inventory we're having now, because right now the incentives are, we're very aggressive. We have our villas right now in Palm Cay and Sebastian Isles, low 400s, very low HOA fees. Again, with the interest rate, low interest rates, and the high contributions for incentives, the move-ins are very minimal. They're going to be saving hundreds of dollars a month on their principal and interest. We also have single-family homes right now with no HOA, no CD. It's called Rosemont. It's the northern part of Homestead, 2-story, 4 to 5 bedroom, no HOA, no CDD, no special taxing district fees. And
that's huge.
Yeah, and also one of the plans actually include a next-gen home, which is called the Grand Court. Has a private entrance. Great opportunity to get 2 different strands of income from that one property itself. And I call that a situational home, because you have one family that buys that home. You can use that and turn over that home to different parts of your family for different situations. You may have a husband and wife and kids, young kids. The husband could, the parents could either rent that room out to a family member or to anyone else because they have their own entrance. And then, situation gets older, their kids get older, they want to still live at home. They can have their own privacy by being in that next gen portion of the home. And then sometimes in life, the whole thing switches over where the kids take over the home and the parents move into the next gen. So, I mean, there's a lot of advantages where most people have to change and sell real estate because of different situations. Here you have that one home that can take care of every circumstance.
That's a great point, Nick. And what does those properties start on for right now? I know prices change, but what is that beginning or bottom line?
Right now, we have some manager specials on some of those next gen homes that were in the low 700s right now because of that. So
that's great. What's the square footage on those, Mike? I mean, Nick, I'm sorry.
Just shy under 2,900 square feet.
Oh wow.
And let me tell you something. For the size and the number of bedrooms, the rooms are huge in that floor plan. You have when you go up to the second floor, you have a huge open loft area, and then you have 4 bedrooms upstairs. Extremely spacious. Master bedrooms the bedroom number 1 is very, very large. I mean, all the bedrooms are large, especially for being upstairs. That's one of the things I'm impressed with D.R. Horton is working for this builder is the floor plans, how they're spacious, especially when you're in a 2-story home. Typically, when I worked with other builders, they're compromised because of the fact they're second story, and There's only so much they can build on the second floor. Here, they really maximize the space the right way, and it's just amazing.
Wow. So, Nick, would you be able to speak on what should potential buyers know about financing and purchasing process when buying a new construction, or
Can you repeat that?
what would potential buyers or our listeners, what should they know about financing a new construction property?
Well, one of the things they should definitely know is that, we're gonna, with new home building, there's always gonna be an alternative where we have the best. We lead the mortgage industry in rates right now because we're buying down the rates. The builder has the ability and have all the profit centers in the company to lower the interest rates by buying it down ourselves. We call that our buying forward rate program, that we actually buy without them paying any points. And we also, of course, the incentives, we're offering right now for this month, we were offering is 35,000 up to 35,000. Now, the reason why I say up to 35 is because based on the loan program, there's certain maximum contributions we can give per lender. And we say 35 because that number could actually work for Rosemont, where it's close to 35. But it could be less for another townhome community that's less, that's a lower price point. So that's why we always say up to 35. We never say we're giving 35.
Okay.
Because the loan itself might not work out that way, depending on their down payment. For example, if a conventional buyer buys a home, but he only has 5% down, the max I can only give is 3% for closing costs. I mean, there's other things we can go and other options and things we can do to try to get them a little bit more, but those are lending rules that we have to, and maxims that we have to respect.
Yes. Yes, no, that's great, Nick. And I know I want to be mindful of your time. What kind of amenities does the community offer, like especially the ones that have HOAs?
Well, for example, every community is different because it all depends on their budget and how many homes are in the community and so forth. So, for example, Palm Cay has over 359 homes. So there we need to have more of a lifestyle community package there. So, for example, there we have a community pool. We have a cabana that's being built right now. Will be ready by the summer of next year, of 2024. It also has a dog park, which is already active, which is amazing for pet owners, because they love pet-friendly communities. We also have right behind our model buildings, we have a walk around, like around the pond, and each section of that walk around, there's exercise stations that are posted in every corner, so that a customer or a resident can use for exercise and also walk around the lake as like a station type of exercise program, which is actually it's especially for the low fees at $140 a month. It's definitely you're definitely getting a lot for your home, and this has really become a resort-like living style community.
Wow. No, thank you so much for that, Nick. I am thankful and grateful for you to take the time out of your busy schedule to come and inform our listeners, our viewers, in the processes and the advantages that the D.R. Horton have for them at this moment. I know that these incentives are not forever and they're not guaranteed, but while they're there, I know that you will tell us and you always keep us informed. Nick, how can our audience, our viewers, get a hold of you if they want to work directly with you?
Well, the best way to do that is you can reach out to me either by email or cell phone. I also, through my phone, I also do a lot of my advertising on WhatsApp. I'll send a lot of videos and ads and brochures. I send everything through that channel, which is favorable because I do a lot of drone videos as well, where I promote my communities, and I always do a lot of updates on those videos so that you and all my realtors that are part of my team can always update our customers with the best and newest information available. Because I've seen realtors use the same videos that were done 3 or 4 or 5 months prior, and that doesn't do justice, because at the end of the day, the community is completely different, and the customers are really getting to see that before coming in. So, and like I said, with our builder, with D.R. Horton, one of the most amazing things is, from night and day, the community is always changing because we're building every day. So, I mean, I get every time I talk to customers, they come in, wow, this community is growing so quickly. They're amazed by our process. And this is the process that we follow, and that's why we're number one, because we want to, like I said, we try to always stay committed to our closing dates the best that we can. And again, we put homes on the market when they're about 75, 80% done so that we can honor those closing dates for our customers so that we can have the best experience.
Nick,
and the one thing I also want to add out too, if you don't mind, I definitely want to give credit to our customer service team and construction managers that do the walkthroughs with our customers before closings. I mean, they make sure that home is immaculate condition by that second walkthrough before closing. Customers are very happy, very satisfied, because again, we have an amazing construction team and customer service team, especially after closing. They do an amazing job to follow up to make sure that customer has that experience for a lifetime.
That's good to know, Nick. I know you mentioned your email and phone number, but you did not. Could you tell the audience what your email and phone numbers are?
Sure. Am I able to actually type it in here so they can see it?
You can type it, but they will not be able to see it.
Okay, so
what I will do is you can spell it out, but I will also link it in the link after the video is recorded.
Fantastic. Okay, so best way to reach me is my cell phone. It's 305-479-7560. My email address is N as in N-A Carreno. So it's NACARRENO @drhorton.com. You can also reach me there. Also in the body of my email, when I respond back, I do have a link that shows there. It's called request showing. You can actually, set an appointment with me by actually using that link so that you can tell me a little bit about your customer, your discovery process so far, so I can put you guys in the best, I can actually operate with you guys in the best interview process to make sure I can point you in the right home that fits your needs. So I can take you straight to the point.
Excellent, Nick. Thank you so much. I am looking forward to seeing you here in the future so that you can give us more pointers. Guys, thank you for tuning in. And until next week, see you next time. Betty Gonzalez will sign out. Bye. Bye, Nick. Thank you.
Bye, everybody. Thank you so much.